Hey everybody, Big Papa Port here, and I'm gonna talk to you from Scotland. Now, I had the opportunity to come over here to the UK with Coastal Carolina University. I talked about that in one of my previous videos, but I wanna show you the view of where I'm at. Now remember, I am 3 years past having my spine fused after breaking my back. Check this out. We just hiked up, what's the name of this mountain? Scottland in Scotland. We're just outside of Edinburgh. This place is absolutely amazing. Went to Edinburgh Castle yesterday. You got the North Sea back here behind us. And y'all, it is absolutely fantastic. Can't tell you how great it feels to have my life back. You know, after going literally 2 years without being able to pick up my kids, just hiked up a mountain with my friends. And this is absolutely great. Say hey, everybody.
What up? Hey.
All right. Hey, tune in. I'll be posting some more. I'm gonna get some video down in Edinburgh tonight, I hope. So talk to you soon. Everybody, I hope you're doing great. I am here in Edinburgh, Scotland. I'm actually in the Princess Street Gardens, and just out for a walk. It's my last morning here, but I wanted to share a little message with you. First, I want to point out, so one thing that's really cool, anybody that has paid attention to me knows I'm a military guy. There's a lot of military monuments in here. Even found Soldier Bear. If you ever read the book Soldier Bear, about the bear that was with the Polish Army, there's a statue. I'll post a photo. There's a statue of him over here. Lots of stuff with World War I. Going into World War II, and the Royal Scottish officers and military and everything. It's just been a lot of fun. I tell you, this trip has been hugely significant to me. This is the first time I've ever traveled outside of the United States without a rifle, because the only places I've ever been, I've been around the world several times, but it's always been to go to war zones or support war zones. And this time I got to come somewhere, and I'm studying abroad. In case anybody's wondering what I'm doing, I'm taking a class on global strategy and global business for my master's degree. Still in the Army, but I've had a chance to travel. I literally got my first passport stamp, and it meant the world to me. It was huge. My first tour in Iraq, I was on a machine gunner, 50 cal machine gunner, top of a truck running convoy escorts all over the country of Iraq. I literally saw more of Iraq than I'd ever seen of my own country. I went to I think 5 or 6 bases, the whole country. And there's ugly parts and there's beautiful parts. And a lot of times you can find beauty in the ugly. So I made it a point when I got back to travel more, explore more. And I tried to get out and I tried to go around my state. You know, I came back, moved to Colorado with the Army. And I started bouncing around and looking. You know, I share lots of photos on Facebook and Instagram of my travels because I've got friends, I've got family. They've never left South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia. And that's okay. I know I have friends that have always lived within a 5-county area, and that's perfectly okay. But I encourage you, explore. Get out there and see stuff. You know, a lot of people say they're gonna travel whenever they retire. You know, at 34, 35, I lost my body. I injured my back severely. This would be a lot harder if I was in a wheelchair. I'm not, praise the Lord. I had great surgeons, I've had great determination, I've had great physical therapists, I've had great family and friends, and I've had great success. Don't wait, you don't have to go around the world. Go to the next neighborhood over, go to the next state over. You know, I love to get out on my motorcycle and I'll ride and just stop for the night. Somewhere, just see something new. I love to go to a new place, get lost. One of the best ways is to walk, ride a bicycle, or even a motorcycle. A lot of times in a car, I think we just miss some stuff. But get out there and explore. Take advantage. Don't wait till you're old. And if you're old, that's great. Don't wait till you're older. I'm going to explore till I die. Sometimes it's going to be in a book from a place that I can't get to. A fun story. J.K. Rowling wrote the first of the Harry Potter stuff here. I had a blast just walking. I went to the coffee shop where she wrote a lot of the first books, or at least the first book. I went and through Greyfriars Cemetery and looked at the graves where she got some of the names for, like, Lubin. She got the inspiration for Voldemort, he who shall not be named. Harry Potter's not afraid of him, neither am I. Or he'll say his name, so I'll say it too. Just went out and looked at stuff. Things that people walk past every day that had a significant experience, significant thing. Diagon Alley it's Candlemaker's Row. I guess there used to be an apartments there, and it was Diagon Alley Apartments. And that's where the name for Diagon Alley came from. I think somebody took it down because people kept trying to steal it. But Get out there and explore. Find the things, you know, and talk to people. Gosh, especially, look, you see the old man or the old lady sitting on the park bench looking at a statue. Sit down and talk to them and just say, hey, you know, I'm Will. I'm here exploring. Can you tell me anything about this statue? I did that in, what's the name of the, I can't even think of the name of the place right now, but I was up in England last week and I did that. And this gentleman, we had this great conversation. He told me all about not only the building that we were looking at in this fountain that was donated to his city by Israel. He told me all about him and his wife, how they rode 2-cycle motorcycles all over Europe and Asia, visited Red Square. He lived in this little town, or semi-big town in Leicester, England. They lived there their whole life. He told me about his father, who was an Irishman during post-World War II, and he would sit at the pubs and he'd always bring home these you know, people that were coming in, and he ended up bringing home Eddie, who ended up being like this best friend that lived with him for a while. He was an American soldier after the war that was over there for a while, and then, you know, eventually Eddie went back to He told me all these wonderful stories, and we just hung out for like 15 minutes, and I heard stories that would have probably been lost. Don't let that happen. You see the old man, the old lady sitting there on the bench, talk to them. You might see a young person sitting there. It's really cool to walk around, and I've seen people, I'm assuming maybe college students, sketching, sitting, you know, alone in a park, sketching some of these old statues and things. It's really cool. Talk to them. I mean, don't interrupt somebody. Don't get me wrong. You know, if I'm working out and I got my headphones in, I probably don't want you to mess with me. But a lot of times people walk by and they miss opportunities. So quit missing opportunities. All right, y'all. God bless.